Smart do. We are the children, the children of God. Come. We change our world. We have what it takes to do it smart and make it smart. Welcome to our Smart Do.
Hello Class 8 candidates, welcome to today's lesson. I'm taking you through a mathematics lesson on surface area. And we are going to look at the surface area of a cube, a cuboid and a cylinder. Now to get surface area, you calculate the area of each face. So surface area, the total surface area is the sum of the areas of all the faces in a figure. So one, you have to identify the number of faces in that figure. Now let's begin with a cube. A cube is a square-based prism. A cube is a square-based prism whereby all sides are equal. A closed cube has 6 faces. A closed cube has 6 faces. And these faces, for example, this is a cube, it has 6 faces. We are looking at a closed cube. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 faces. So to get the total surface area, we get the sum of the area of the 6 faces. And to get the area of a square is given by side times side. So we get the area of one face, which is a square, then we multiply by 6. We multiply by 6. That is the formula for getting the surface area of a closed cube. Get the area of one square, that is one face, then multiply by 6 because it has 6 faces. When it is opened, remember one of the faces is missing. So this part is open here. So it has 5 faces. It has 5 faces. So to get the total surface area of an open cube, we just get the area of one face, that is side times side, then multiply by the number of faces. That is side times side, that is the area of one face, then times 5 faces. That is the formula for getting the surface area of a cube. Now let's look at a cuboid. Let's look at the surface area of a cuboid. A cuboid is a rectangular prism. It is a rectangular prism. A cuboid is a rectangular prism whereby the faces are rectangular in shape. The faces are rectangular in shape. Now, in the case of a cuboid, a closed cuboid, just like a cube, has 6 faces. A closed cuboid has 6 faces. For example, this is a cuboid. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 faces. So when it is closed, it has 6 faces. Remember, this is the length of the cuboid, this is the width, and this is the height. So to get the total surface area of a closed cuboid, we get the area of each shape. So we get the area of the bottom part, that is length times width. That is length times width. And because we have 2 similar faces, that is the one at the bottom and the one at the top, we multiply by 2. That is twice length times width. That is now for the bottom part and the upper part. Then we look at the other part, this face which is facing us here. This is length times height. So plus length times height. And because they are 2, we have this face here and the other one behind. That is why we multiply by 2. Twice length times height. That is this side and this side. This face and the other face. This face on this side and the other one behind. Then I said it has 6 faces. These are only 4 faces. The one at the bottom, the one at the top, the one facing you, and the other one. Then we have this other side here, whose area will be given by width times height. So plus width times height. And because they are 2, we have this face and this face. That is this one on this side and the other one behind. That is why we are multiplied by 2. This is the formula for getting the surface area of a closed cuboid. A closed cuboid. Twice length times width plus twice length times height plus twice width times height. That is length times width to get the one at the bottom and the top part, plus length times height, that is the face that is facing you, length times height, and times 2 because we have this face and the other one behind, then plus width times height, that is the one on this side and the other one on the other side. That is in case of a closed cuboid. Now, in case of an open cuboid, an open cuboid is just like this box here. An open cuboid is just like this box here. This face is missing, so it is open on top. So to get the surface area, we identify and realize that it has 5 faces. It has the bottom face, it has this face, it has this face, this is 4, and this is 5. It has 5 faces. So, in our case here, we are going to take length times width, that is the length times width to get the area of this face at the bottom. Now, here we will not multiply by 2, because it is only 1. Remember, it doesn't have the upper or the top cover. Plus length times width, length times height, that is this face here, length times height, because we have this face and this face here. So it is length times height times 2. Good. That is twice into length times height plus this other smaller face here. This is the width and this is the height. So it is width times height, and because they are two, we have this face here and this other face here. So it is plus twice into width times height. That is the surface area of an open cuboid. It doesn't have the top part. That is why we say it has 5 faces. This is 1, these are 2, and these are 2. So that is the formula for getting the surface area of a closed cuboid and an open cuboid. Only that you have to do is just realize that a closed cuboid has 6 faces, while an open cuboid has 5 faces. It has 5 faces. Let's briefly look at a cylinder. Surface area of a cylinder. A cylinder is a circular-based prism, just as we had said in class 7. This one we looked at in class 7. A cylinder is a circular-based prism. A cylinder in class 7, we say that it has 3 faces. It has the circular top and the circular bottom. It has the circular top and the circular bottom. Then it also has the curved surface. It has the curved surface. And we say once you open the cylinder, you realize that the curved surface is rectangular in shape. So to get the total surface area, this is the top, this is the curved surface, and this is the bottom. So to get the total surface area, you get the area of the 2 circular parts plus the area of the curved surface. Remember, a closed cylinder has 3 faces. So we take the area of the circular part, given that this is the radius, and this is the radius, and this is the height. How do we get the area of a circle? Area of a circle is given by pi r squared. Now here we have 2 faces, and they are similar. They are identical. These circular faces are identical. So we get twice 2 pi r squared plus the area of the curved surface. The area of the curved surface is rectangular in shape. And remember we said that the circumference of this circle is equivalent to the length of the cylinder. The curved surface. So the curved surface is a rectangular, where we say the formula is length times width. That is the area of a rectangle. So the curved surface, the length of the cylinder is the circumference of the circle. Circumference of a circle is given by the formula pi d. So it is pi d times the height. That is plus pi dh. That is the formula for getting the surface area of a closed cylinder. In case of an open cylinder, An open cylinder is just like this tin here. It has the curved surface at the bottom. It doesn't have the top part. So we only get the area of one circular part. That is pi r squared plus pi dh. And in case of in the surface area of a pipe is an hollow cylinder. It doesn't have both the top and the bottom, so it is only the area of the curved surface. The surface area of a pipe is given by pi dh. Follow those formula and work out some examples that will enable you understand the concept better. Thank you.